Hi, everybody. So I want to just check and make sure. It looks like we're rolling. You're going to see that I'm in my new office. So I'm in a brand new home. We moved in all this last weekend, had my dear, dear friends help me, and we even got my office set up, which I was really amazed at. Um, and I'll give you a tour, but not today. So, what's critical is when you and I have these conversations, it's always about getting you and all my clients that I work with coaching clients, is really getting you to understand how important it is actually that you are creating your life based on your thoughts and your feelings. This is happening in your mind. Now, remember, your mind is not your brain. Your brain is the gray squishy stuff between our ears, yeah? However, your mind is not the brain. The brain is an electronic switching signal of a biological organism, being the body. So the mind is part of consciousness. And so what I want you to understand is that what you're thinking is what you are creating, especially when you're thinking about something consistently. And even more importantly, when you're thinking about something consistently and you're doing so with deep emotion. So most of the time, we get caught up in thinking about things that we don't want. Does that make sense? We think about the things we're worried about. We think about, well, I want my life to be better, and I want this, and I want that, and I don't want this, and I don't want that, right? And that's actually what you're giving energy to. So we say whatever you resist persists. So the key there is whatever you are resisting, you don't want this, you don't want this, you're actually keeping it in your life because you're creating persistence of it by your feelings of I don't want it, the resistance of it. So I'm going to read from, again, one of my favorite books, Neville's collection, right? Neville Goddard's collection. There's 10 books in here, as I had mentioned before. So there's 10 books in there. This is in his book. Hang on, I think it is Seed Time and Harvest. Yeah, Seed Time and Harvest is the name of the book. It was published in 56. And in this chapter, he says, all that men beholds, though it appears without or outside, yeah, are but shadows cast upon the screen of space, optical constructions contrived by the selfhood to inform him in regards to the theme which he has conceived, dramatized, rehearsed, and performed within himself. Without consciousness, he acts unconsciously and cries to an objective God to save him from his own creation. When man discovers that life is a play which he himself is consciously or unconsciously writing, he will cease from the blind self-torture of executing judgment upon others. Instead, he will rewrite the play to conform to his ideal. Men and women will automatically play their parts to bring about the fulfillment of the dramatized theme. It is necessary that we do it consciously. So it's your mind. It's how you're using your mind. Mind is not a thing. It's not an object. You can't hold the mind. Mind is movement, as Bob Proctor says. And mind comes about when you, as pure consciousness, which is pure stillness, move. From that stillness, you move into form, into thought. And that first movement into a thought, that's mind. So you could almost say mind is a verb, meaning to movement into thought. And then from movement into thought, you move into form, or your thoughts become realized. So what you think about consistently and with deep emotion, you bring or that comes to pass in your life experience. So if you're having negative thoughts about things, you're going to create negative things that happen in your life experience and with your body. It's just the way it works. Now, the great thing is it works both ways. So when you start to really understand this, and this is what we do with coaching, is we get you to so deeply understand, not intellectually, but beyond that, deeply, intuitively, you begin to awaken to it, and you get it, and you say, everything that I am creating in my life, that I'm experiencing on every level, it has come to pass because I was the one who created it in my thoughts and feelings, and then began this dramatization of it coming to pass. And that's why you're now. So, whatever you're experiencing now is something, believe it or not, that you either consciously or unconsciously were thinking and feeling about. And now this is your life experience. So, we could say, moving into this house, I had no idea about this house. All I knew was I needed a new home to move to. And it had to come about very quickly. Within 4 weeks, I had to find a new home. And all I knew was I wanted something that would be wonderful and incredibly comfortable and a step up from where I was. Even though where I was really lovely, I wanted something even more wonderful to express this ability to create what we want. And this home that we have, or I have now, is just unbelievable. It's so wonderful. So excited to be here. And I'll keep sharing it with you. I'll show you little spots as we walk around. Through different videos, I'll say, hey, here's my meditation room, and hey, here's my gym, and here. So that's what I wanted to impart with you today. Start understanding that everything that you are or feel you are, how your body is, the amount of money you're making or not making, your relationship and how it is or isn't, if it's going well or not going well, your career, the same thing, or the job that you work at, or whether you really know what your life purpose is or not. That's a big one. All of this is being determined by how you're thinking and feeling. You can do it consciously. Remember at the very last line, Neville mentions it must be done consciously, which means you must consciously decide, I am going to think about certain things that I want to create in my life, as opposed to just hodgepodging going about your life and saying, I don't like the way my life is going. And you're just in a state of what we call reaction instead of responding. We want you to respond from an open heart. We want you to respond from a place of love. We want you to respond from a place of joy and health and wellness. And when we say we want you to respond from that place of, it means you already have to feel yourself as that, and you're responding already from that. No matter what your outside circumstances are right now, when you start to feel it from within, remember I said it must happen from within, you create it from within first, and then as you do that, it starts to manifest in your life outwardly, without, in your outward experience. So that's what I want to talk about with you guys today. This is all about deep coaching, deeply going into understanding who you are and how you will say function spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Spirit, mind, body. That's it for today, guys. I want you to start grasping onto that. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. I want you to start really paying attention. For those of you that this resonates with, share it with friends and say, hey, there's some good conversations going on here. We'll have other workshops and things coming up in the very, very, very near future that I'll let you all know about. So like us, click on the like, subscribe to us. We're going to have a newsletter that's going to be coming out shortly that's going to be consistently every month. There's a whole bunch of new stuff. I brought on a whole team of people that are helping me with this now because that's what they do really well. So I'm actually very excited to see how this really expands, being able to reach you guys and help you guys and work with you guys and share. Just share with you folks and hear the wonderful stories that you're going to have of how this is really opening up your life too. So that's it for today, guys. Take good care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.